Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just continuing off the last video that I just made. Like I said, I'm not going to give you guys anything that was actually on the test or anything like that. Just going to show you stuff that I found that was kind of important that would be, kind of behoove y'all to kind of focus on and actually listen to and research. So, to continue off from what I left off on the four lenses, now I'm actually going to go into leading others in teams. Now, I'm going to break down some of the things that I saw that was important, some of the stuff that I have written down, and we're going to continue from there. So, leading others in teams. The first thing I want to actually start off with is don't stereotype. As soon as you stereotype, you start putting people into categories. That's it. You're not going to be able to see anything but that category. So just remember, everyone is their own unique blend of colors. Now, what do I mean? Go back to the four lenses. Not everybody's just a blue. Some people are a blue and orange. They could be a mix of the two, or blue, orange, green. You never know. Just know that everybody's got their own mix. So let them flourish how they need to. Don't try and change people. As soon as you try and change people, you're just going to do nothing but tire yourself out, and it's completely counterproductive to how exactly what you want or how the goal that it is you're trying to attain. So please, don't try and change people. Don't negate the values of others. As soon as you start negating the values of others, you're immediately going to start not looking at exactly what it is they actually have to bring to the table. You want to refrain from judging refrain from judging their characteristics as right or wrong. It is what it is. Let them be. Don't let strengths become liabilities. You got that strong go-to person. Don't just turn around and just throw everything on top of them, and then all of a sudden they break, and now you have no go-to person in regards to whatever specific thing or task that you have available, okay? Sometimes people who get down or get too stressed out, they tend to kind of either minimize or they even maximize way too far certain traits that they have to the point that they're going to end up crashing. So please don't let those people turn those strengths into liabilities. Don't use colors as an excuse. Just because you're a blue doesn't mean that you can't learn something new. Okay? You might have to, in order for you to be a good leader, you gotta look at all four lenses anyway. So kind of look at exactly how the oranges do things. Kind of look at how the golds do things, the blues, the greens, And not only that, don't just stop at those four. Learn others, Learn the blends that are actually in between. How does a blue-gold person react? How does a gold-green person react? You never know. Learn the different ones. Keep your observations private. You might look at somebody and go, "Oh yeah, you're a blue. I understand blues." Some people who are like introverts or people who are very closed off don't really like it when people do stuff like that. So please be mindful exactly who you're talking to and how is it that you're working as a team. Some people aren't as excited and very outward when it comes to just talking about what's exactly in their heads, or exactly just talking between one person to another. Be mindful of that. Give good gifts. All right, when you give good gifts, I'm not just talking about the monetary stuff. I'm also talking about communication. Some people don't like it when you turn around and praise them in public. Some people actually don't like it when you give them material stuff. Some people actually just need that. Pull them off to the side very quietly. Hey, good job. And that's it. That's all they need. That's like the highlight of everything, and it makes their day. So, on top of learning other people and exactly how they react, how they talk, how they work as a team. Look on how exactly how exactly you're gonna give them a good gift. Give them that, hey, good job. Whether it's monetary, whether it's a physical gift, or whether it's a thumbs up. Carry your colored lenses with you. Don't just stay stuck on looking at blues and just dealing with blues, and everything's blue. And now you're Eiffel 65. No, learn to carry all your colors with you and learn how to work with other people. Don't just look at one specific thing. Look at others. Validate the strength of each other. Each temperament has a unique set of skills. Unique. And also help them build on top of that, because there might be somebody who's still learning about themselves as a gold and don't know exactly how to get there. So learn how to value that. Like, hey, you being a gold person, that's awesome, man. You like to look at that goal and you like to go for it. Well, here's a couple ways on how to do that. And then build them. That becomes their strength. And then learn from others. Remember, just because you're a certain mix or a certain blend doesn't mean that you can't turn around and learn from others. All right? You're not done learning. When you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you're rotten. Now, those are little bits of the do, don'ts, and keep in mind. Now I'm actually going to go into the team building itself. I'm only going to go into some of the teams and then the team roles. Now, for the teams, you have a group. A group is basically a bunch of individuals. They got no goal, no common goal to get to. It's just a bunch of individuals. That's a group. A team is an organized group of individuals, and they got one goal to get to. So think about it like sports. You got a basketball team, football team, hockey team, baseball team. That team is working together for a common goal, whether it's the World Series, the Final Four, the Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. That group of individuals who are now given a common goal is now a team to get somewhere. So you as a leader, if you're given a group of people, so here's a group of people, here's your task, get to it. You got to find a way to bring them together, figure out the who's who and who knows what to get to that goal so you can get there as a team. How do you do that? Well, so here's some of the team roles. You have the creator, all right? For those of y'all who are following this, I'm using the CARE process. It's also known as the Z process as well. But for the Z process, for those people what I'm talking about, all right. The Z process pretty much kind of looks like this. All right, it's a little bit backwards for y'all, but we're gonna talk about the creator first. So for the creator first, those people are typically your orange peoples. They like to focus on the possibilities, the new ideas, and the fresh ideas, the fresh promotions, the fresh concepts. Okay, those are the people that are like, oh man, all right, bet I got a great idea. Let's try this. They're the ones that want to turn around and bam, pop something off the dome and see if it works. Well, in order to see if it works, they need the next part of it, okay? The next part of the Z process, which is the A, your advancer, okay? That person is typically going to be your blue person, all right? They're going to focus on the interaction. They can also be the hype man because they can actually be that person sitting back going, you know what? That's a good idea. Yeah, let's push for that. You know what? I like it. I really like it because I think it can go places and I think it can actually affect a lot of people in a positive manner. They're the people who's going to bring that meaning. They're that hype guy that, yeah. Their communications, they like to communicate, and promote that new idea and be the glue. They're the person that also gives that why to everything. Hey, we're doing this, man. We're doing this because we know at the end of the day, and once we're done with all this, we know how much it's going to change lives, or how much it's going to affect people, how much it's actually going to help, or make our lives easier, or in some people's cases, make us money. So let that person, that advancer, that blue, really dive into the why behind that. The next part of it is going to be your R, your refiner, okay? Your refiner is going to be that green person, okay? They're gonna follow and analyze the whole thing. They're gonna look for the logic of the idea, and then they're gonna challenge all the concepts. They're gonna sit back going, oh, okay, man, that does sound like a good idea. All right, bet. Well, if we're gonna do that, how are we gonna do it? What materials do we need? What people do we need to get in contact with? Or they're actually gonna be the ones that sit back going, that might not work, or that's completely backwards of what we need to attain. So let that refiner poke the holes in everything. Let that refiner sit back and go, you know what? That material will work, but that person won't. Let them worry about the finer details of things. Also, with that refiner, it can actually go back to the advancer and back and forth. This process right here can go back and forth because your refiner and your advancer can actually bounce ideas off of each other going, hey, Bill just got this great idea. You got to check this out. I know it'll be beneficial. This will be great. Your refiner goes, okay, that's awesome, but it's not going to go nowhere. Well, why? Well, here's why. And then they bring the stats and solutions behind it so that way the advancer can sit back and go, oh, okay, never mind. So that Z process actually goes back and forth. For the final part to it, once the refiner goes, oh, okay, they got all the good parts to it, they have the last part here, okay? That's your executioner. All right, your executioner is the one that sits back, goes, oh, that's the idea? Oh, it's a pretty good idea. Oh, there's all my materials? All right, let's go for gold, baby. Let's get to the end. That's your yellows, your golds, your golds. They're gonna focus on the realization, making it happen. They're also gonna organize, and they're gonna be assertive about it. They're gonna sit back and go, hey, Now that we got an idea, we got the materials, let's go for gold. Don't forget the goal. Let's get to the end. We got there. We're almost there. Almost there. Think of it kind of like a personal trainer. Your personal trainer already has the built-in ideas and concepts that he or she is trying to get you in order to get to that physical prowess that you want. They're also going to be the ones to sit back and tell you one more rep. Come on, one more rep. After this, we're done with this exercise. We can move on to this. One more day, one more meal. They're going to sit back. They're going to coach you through. They're going to help you get to where you want to go day by day. So that way you can. They also remind you at the end, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to compete in that competition. You're going to be able to live longer so you can be there for your grandkids or whatever the why is. But from that. Now, that part of that process, whenever they're actually executing something, they might have to go back to the refiner to go, hey, look, all those materials you just gave me might not actually work. I need more. So this person is going to turn around going, hey, we might need a little bit more help on this. We might have to change some of our idea to this. So they're going to go back to the creator and go, hey, your original idea might not go so well. Or, hey, it's going great. This is why the Z process will constantly go back and forth amongst each other, because it's not just going to go from one thing to the next and just stay there. It has to go back and forth, because if it's a good idea and it can actually help, it's going to bounce back and forth and help people realize and actually materialize the end goal. If it doesn't move, it's not gonna do anything. That's it. Imagine a seed being put into a ground and not growing. It has to grow. How is it going to grow though? With a little bit of TLC, some water, some sunlight, the materials that's necessary for it, and somebody actually, devoting that time towards it, giving it its why. Now, we talked about the creator, the advancer, the refiner, the executioner. There is one person that actually is, the jack of all trades of everything, okay? That's your reflexer. Now, your reflexer is usually all the colors, your flexor. He's usually all the colors all at once, and he's actually all parts of it in the middle of things. This person can bounce back and forth between helping the creator with their idea, going, hey, that idea actually does sound good. You should give it, bounce it off of this guy, because maybe they'll actually help you think it through. That person can also be your advancer. If they're your advancer as well, they can sit back and go, you know what, that really is a good idea. Let's work together and talk to the guy that has actually got the stuff to make this idea happen. So, or this person actually is also your refiner. The person that's sitting back going, hey, you know what, I might not be able to get all the materials. I need somebody to help me get the extra materials. That's where this person also comes into play, where they can go, hey, hold on. I know a guy that knows a guy whose aunt's best friend's cousins, neighbors, whatever, can actually get that material for you. And then at the end of the day, the executor, the person who's actually making it happen, and is actually putting all the materials together, can actually bounce off of this person and go, hey, I still need help. I need help making sure that we're on the right track, or even just building the process to begin with. So there you have it on the teams, some of the team roles and the stuff that we have going back and forth. Just remember, if you like what I have on here, please like and subscribe, or even share what I got going on. I very much appreciate everybody actually sitting back and listening. Thank you very much. Have a good one.